This is the webinar recording for the EcoClimate Foundation webinar with support of the CCAC and UNEP, titled Climate Change Begins With You, held on the 4th of April, 2026.
Salam Mariam. From Abuja. Is that Abuja or Anuja? Let me know more than somebody's hometown. Tabitha Ajayi from Ilorin. We have Blessing joining us from Jos. David Joshua from Zaria. Aisha Muhammad Tahir from Kaduna. We have Musa Sanango from Kaduna also. Khalifa Aliyu Mahuta, Kaduna. Mr. Gideon from Kogi. Idris from Kaduna. Samuel from Katsina. Okay, Mariam Absalam, she has corrected me. It's Abuja, not Anuja. Thank you. Fatima Namadi from Katsina State also. Well, thank you for joining. Okay, good. Mr. David Joshua Oleki, yeah, it's actually in the network. It's already starting to misbehave. Well, thank you, but I'm back now. It should. Amaka Silva, you can't hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is very good. So, just to welcome everybody again. Thank you all for joining. We are already about 40 on the call, so we'll be starting officially now. Now, for today, Mr. Emmanuel Abraham from Taraba, thank you also for joining. Good. The agenda for today, as we all know, the theme for the webinar itself is Climate Change Begins With You. This is where we want to explore how you can be a climate advocate and how you can contribute to climate action. The agenda for today is we're going to be having an open remark by the Executive Director of EcoClimate Foundation in person of Prof. J. Akole. He's a very humble person. In fact, he doesn't like me calling him Prof, but I just have to. Second, we'll be having a guest speaker in person of May E. Kalu, which will be taking us on the topic of digital advocacy and storytelling. Then we'll be having our second speaker, in person of Mrs. Sekinat Bello, the co-founder of Hella Green Resources. She'll be taking us on community engagement strategies. Then the fourth session is going to be our Kahoot session. Those that have joined EcoClimate Foundation webinar before know how our Kahoot sessions used to be, which will be having questions and, of course, cash prizes at the end of it. This will be taken by me, Shitz Abdurrahman, the ICT manager of EcoClimate Foundation. Then we'll be also having our closing remarks by Mr. Toyin Babalola, the special advisor at EcoClimate Foundation. And that will be the end of today. So we really hope to have a very insightful day. Thank you all for joining again. I will leave the floor to our executive director to give his opening remarks.
Yeah. Hello. Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I hear you.
Good morning. Yeah, I welcome everyone to this exciting EcoClimate webinar series. This is the third of the series we'll have. This one now, we want to engage and be able to tell people that the climate change is not an EcoClimate project. It is your project. It is you. Our slogan, me and you climate action. This is the first of the series. We want to bring it into practice. Now, our mission is simple, but then powerful. Climate change does not only happen in one's individual alone, nor his or her family alone, but with you and me, or me and you, we can make it simple to mitigate. To make this learning engaging and exciting and interactive, we have a Kahoot session, and we're waiting to celebrate our winners. Please, if you win, the winning does not just stop with you getting the prize. We expect you to get to the actions that you have performed, or the answers to our questions that made you a winner. We don't want just winners in theory. We want winners in practice. And we hope to set up mechanism in such a way that we track our winners and see what they are doing. So our speakers, I welcome you seriously. And I thank you. We are very grateful that you accept our invitation to do this talk. You are welcome once more. So we'll still be talking along the way. Let the webinar begin.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Adakuni. That's our executive director at EcoClimate Foundation. Next, I'll be giving the floor to our first speaker in person of Mrs. May Ikalu.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
All right. I'm going to start with an introduction. And my name is May Carlo. And can everyone hear me, please, so that I don't repeat myself?
Yes,
very
we can.
good. Yeah. This is the first time I'm actually joining EcoClimate Foundation, and I'm super excited to be here. So I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name is May E. Carlo, and I'm actually the B2B salesperson. So I handle B2B partnership for Social Care, an insurtech company that actually uses recyclables to actually give quality healthcare access to people. So that's basically what we do. But we do other things, but you can still look us up online. But basically, that's actually what we do. So I'm the B2B person, digital person. Just call me the ESG partnership, anything that has to do with talking to people, I'm the guy. So that's just it. So I'm going to really start. It's going to be a very quick one. I'm not going to take so much of your time. So we often know that climate change is often seen as a global issue. And for many people here, it's very personal. And one thing I've noticed about climate change is that it's a business that it's not even about the environment and all, just that, but it's that business that didn't open because of flooding. Is that income? Oh God. I said social care, social care. Hello, can you hear me? So I said social care for the ones that are asking. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So I said it's a business that didn't open because of flooding. And is that income lost for a driver that couldn't work because of one thing or the other that happened? And is an environment living with waste every day? So the question here is not whether climate change is real. The question is, why are people not taking actions? I know that a lot of people know that it's not that people don't care. A lot of people care about climate change, but the thing is that people don't feel connected to the story. People don't feel connected to what climate change is about, and that is where digital advocacy and storytelling come in. And what is digital advocacy? It's more like, it's not just posting online, really. It's about shaping conversations, it's about influencing decisions and mobilizing people. So when you bring people together, when you're talking about something like this is actually what digital advocacy is. Every post, every video, every story you share, be it on social media or physically, has the potential to create impact. So if you're online, like many of us are, you're already part of climate advocacy. You're actually part of it. So the question is, are you actually intentional about it? Are you the kind of person that wants to lend a voice every day talking about one climate issue or the other? Now we have a lot of data about climate change. We already know that, but data alone does not move people. To be honest, when I tell you that, okay, in Nigeria generates a lot of over 50 tons or 60 tons of plastic waste, you might understand it, definitely, but you may forget it, trust me. But if I show you a flooded street, fill the plastics, and tell you that someone has lost income because of it, I'm sure you will remember. True or false? I really want this to be an interactive section. I don't want to be the only one talking. So if I tell you that, okay, now say you see that street, or I'll take you to a street in Kaduna, I'll take you to a street in Lagos and tell you that this street is filled with plastic, and tell you that somebody just lost an income because of it, you will remember. Trust me, you remember. Because people don't act because they don't understand. They act because they don't feel it. By the time I show you that, you will feel it faster. It will stick to your head. Even if you cannot remember any other thing, you remember, there's this street I went to that filled the plastic waste. And that is the power of storytelling. So how do we tell better stories? We tell better stories by first stating the problem. Like I just used an example of a flooded street. The problem is the first thing that we do. And the person affected, how many people are affected? How many people have lost their lives? So how people have lost income because of issues with climate? Then if you're talking about such a thing, you have to actually make us feel what you feel, make us connected to what you're saying. And then there should always be a call to action, because if your story does not lead to action, it's just the content. Let me share a very quick example. I'm currently in June 5, which is World Environmental Day. I'm going to be doing a 5 million plastic challenge. And why we call it a 5 million plastic challenge is that we want to be able to generate plastic waste across 3 states in Nigeria in under 24 hours. That's actually very huge. But the truth is that we want to change how people see plastics. And at the end of the day, we want to use the money we generate from it to offset medical bills across hospitals in these 3 states. So what we are trying to do is that instead of saying plastic is waste, we told a different story. We wanted to show people that plastic have value. People in communities could exchange plastic for access to healthcare. We wanted to make people understand that you can actually use your plastics to actually go to the hospital. We want to tell people that, you see that hospital, that bill, that malaria bill, that childcare, we had handled it using plastic. So it's no longer about just the environment. It's about a mother getting medical care. It's about dignity. It's about survival. No, now because the story is clear, people are connected to it. By the time you see somebody, a brother or sister that used a hospital and actually gotten access to care and is okay, you would understand that it will make more sense to you. It will put more this in your head. So that way it's easy. That way, when you're telling people, partners show interest. When you're telling you want funding or you want to do something about it, people are interested. So that is actually this is plastic 5 million plastic challenge, turning problem into a movement, and we want to make it a yearly thing, and we want to top it. If we do 5 million plastic this year, we'll do 10 million next year, and that is how it goes. And before you know it, it becomes a movement that is even bigger than I. And the good news is that you don't even need a platform to do this. Just with your phone, you can tell beautiful stories, you can tell powerful stories, you can share real stories, real people, focus on real experiences, keep it local, keep it relatable, because the closer the story to everyday life, the stronger the impact. If somebody can see an average woman that sells bole in the market, or see somebody that sells an average akara seller, you would be able to make stronger impact. People get to connect with some people like that on the grassroots faster than any other person. And where the opportunity comes in, climate storytelling is just not advocacy, it's actually values. Organizations use storytelling to actually tell people how they feel. If you go to social care, I'm always going to use social care because that's where I work. If you go through our LinkedIn, you will notice that we tell a lot of stories using either our agents or using women that work for us, using different things to actually tell them. And they come and share their experience so that you know that it is possible to use plastic waste to access care. It is possible. And then when you're saying things like this, the international communities listen. Funding, nobody gives you funding when there's no impact. But by the time they see that people are being changed, lives are being touched, people are willing to give you money, invest money in you. And opportunities goes to where communication is clear. If your communication is not clear, forget it. Nobody will listen. Nobody will even there will not be opportunity to come out for you. So you can tell powerful climate stories, not just advocate. You are also an asset. You're not just an advocate of climate, you are an asset. So as I close, the future of climate action will not depend on the data or politics or policies. It actually depends on people who can tell stories or make others care enough to act. So I leave you with this. What story are you telling? Whose voice are you amplifying? And what action are you telling that is very inspiring? Because one of the most powerful tools for climate action is your voice. So that is exactly, make sure in every way you find yourself, make sure your voice is speaking louder, especially when it has to do with climate change, because the change actually begins with you and I. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think I'm done here.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank
May,
you
for that wonderful presentation. People that actually drive impact, they are straight and direct to the point. In fact, I was taking notes and you were even going faster than me writing down these notes. Thank you very much, ma'am. The truth is actually, impact is actually the thing. You can come online and be like, you want to be part of climate action, but if you are not actually impacting people's life, you are not changing people's life, it's not something that's attracting. There's no passion. There should be no passion for anybody that is not actually changing life. The thing is, if you've changed someone's life before, the joy that comes with seeing somebody's life become better because of you. And one thing she did mention about social care that's very unique. This is, in fact, they are the first people that I've seen to implement this idea. Is getting healthcare with plastic. Like, imagine someone from a rural community and they can't actually afford hospital bills. Like, imagine them being able to, okay, there's plastic around your side. You're able to afford your health bills just by giving out plastic. Like, I don't know how, I don't even know how to wrap my head around this. Thank you very much, Mrs. May.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I really am
All
still
of us that
surprised
know
the
me, you
way
can go on my
people
LinkedIn. You can go on my LinkedIn. It's me, Ikalo. You can go through my LinkedIn and see so many impacts I have done on my own as regards plastics. It's not just with social care, but something that personally I'm passionate about. I literally, yes, I'm a nutritionist and I'm a healthcare person. I generally cannot bear the bear the feeling of seeing somebody down when you know that you can actually go to the hospital. And by the time when I met with social care, when I started working in social care, it's one unique model that I've not seen anywhere in the world. I haven't seen it. Just like what you said, having to, it's not just even your healthcare. People make so much money from actually giving their plastics out because they make you financially empowered. We actually give you access to that healthcare, and then you're keeping the environment clean. So it's like a 3-in-1 kind of model. So it's not a situation whereby you just want to collect your plastic and no. It's actually people genuinely using their plastics to actually make a living out of it. Aside that, give themselves access to healthcare, which is something that most people don't even know. We always see grassroots people as they cannot even afford it. Those very big healthcare people, they know that these people cannot even afford it. So we bring it down to the common man to be able to do that for them. And that for me, it's a blessing. Thank you very much. I really appreciate my time.
I'm getting jealous of your passion already. So please, if anyone has a question,
Please,
if anyone has a
to
question,
to everybody that needs it. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. If you don't have a question for our speaker, you can kindly drop it in the chat.
Somebody, yeah, I saw someone say they have a question. Please, if you have a question, ask me. I am willing and able to answer you.
Chat, please.
Okay, thank you. I have a question, please.
Okay.
My question is, my name is Dr. Ali Isaac from the EcoClimate Foundation. I want to ask in respect of the plastic waste that you just finished explaining. The issue here is a lot of people in the community have a lot of plastic waste around, but sometimes getting to where they can sell it or where they can dispose it is a problem. So do you have any like a channel or any forum where if someone has a plastic waste across all over the country, down from local government, community wards and rest, so that he can maybe talk to you or send a message that he has a bulk of plastic waste that he can easily come around and sell, or he can easily come and pack? Because I noticed there are a lot of people with plastic waste, but they don't know where to dispose it or they don't know where to sell it. That is a very big challenge. So I don't know whether if you have anything like that.
Hello?
Okay. So
or any forum or anywhere that someone can just contact. Thank you.
I think you can go ahead.
Are you with me?
I'm going to answer this question very well in 2 ways. So right now, social care is, we have different facilities in different. Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Okay, so I said there are different places. Yes, there are different places you can get your plastic. You can actually donate your plastics or submit your plastics or keep your plastics. The thing is that we have different facilities in different places across Nigeria. So, but once you go on our website, there's a part where there's a part of the website that actually talks about speaking to somebody or dropping, maybe you have a plastic collection somewhere, just write it down there on the website and somebody will reach out to you. So that's actually how it is. And once we reach out to you, we'll send somebody over to you to come and pick it up. We might not be present in every part of Nigeria, but we partner with other recycling companies where we don't have an office or where we don't have presence to actually pick it up. If you're in Lagos, we actually partner with Recycle Points. If you're in Lagos, so once you're in Lagos and you indicate you have plastics, Recycle Point will come pick it up for you, but they will give it to us. They will get it in monetary value, and we'll be able to even use it to get you healthcare if you don't have. And if you're in Kaduna, these other people, EcoPlastic, they're also there. There's this other lady that has a vending machine. There are other people that are there. That Abuja, the same thing. So even if we don't have actual offices there, we have other recycling companies that we partner with that can pick it up for you.
Okay, please can you drop the website for us in the chat box?
Of course, I will drop the website. Yes, I will. I will drop the website right now. I will
Thank you.
drop it right now. So it's
Good morning.
Thank you very much for that.
So it's,
There's also someone in the
Yeah.
chat. He was like, Bounty's creation. I didn't get his real name. Said they also have an initiative like this that uses plastic recycling to fund out of school children in Abuja. This is also very,
that's
very
amazing.
in
Good
fact,
morning. Good morning.
the ideas like this is what make you believe in humanity and believe in the
Good
power
morning.
of idea creation. Please kindly stay muted till you are permitted to speak, please. Let's keep it organized. Ideas like this really make me believe in humanity, that like humans can actually be this creative and care about each other, no matter the level of life in which they are. Mr. Usman Nafi, your hands are up. You wanted to ask a question? Please, if your question is not that long, you can just drop it in the chat. That will be faster for us.
I think I'm open to answering as many questions. If there's anyone that wants to ask a question, just give them audience. I'll listen and then I'll answer accordingly. Even if it's maybe 5, I would put them together and I'll answer them.
Okay, I think what we'll just do is anybody with a question, drop it in the chat. We'll just go 3 questions, and we'll also leave your LinkedIn link so that if anybody wants to reach
My
out,
LinkedIn is on my
it's
it's on my slide, so you can just type the name May Ikalo and you will see it.
Yeah. Somebody requested for slide 5. That was why we were back, but we're here. So LinkedIn is at May Ikalu. I'll definitely be reaching out personally. These are people that you meet on rare occasions.
It's no problem.
So the questions are for branches. Do you have a branch in Jigar, Lagos, and Ilorin?
Like I said, for Lagos, you can partner with Recycle Points. I would just reach out to me on LinkedIn, please. If you reach out to me on LinkedIn, then I can do the remaining things from there. Please, it will be easier for me that way. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. What happens is that once we have people that wants to give out their waste, I reach out to Recycle Points and they go there and I give them the address, give them the phone numbers of the person, and they go there and pick it up. So that's actually what, if you're in Lagos, especially. If you're in Lagos, especially if you're in Abuja, I think there's a company in Abuja that picks up. If you're within the north, Abuja, Kaduna, yeah, I think there's somebody that we partner with there. That we used to be in Kaduna. We used to have a facility in Kaduna, but I don't really know what happened at some point. So we don't really have it anymore. But we still have people that we partner with in Abuja.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And also, you can also reach out through EcoClimate. Of course, we can efficiently forward your request.
Okay, so for Abuja, it's EcoBata. Reach out to, as in, if you reach out to me, still reach out to me, I'll reach out to EcoBata. EcoBata is the one we partner with in Abuja, within the north. So she's within the north. She's for Ilorin, for Lagos, it's Recycle Point. Then for the north, it's EcoBata.
Okay. Another good question. He said, is there a minimum requirement for the quantities of plastic?
When you say minimum requirement, what exactly do you mean? So it depends on, we don't expect you to call us when you have 1 kg or 2 kg, make it reasonable, at least from 30 upwards, 30, 40, 50 upwards. That should be better, so that we don't, because of the logistics, so that we don't spend money on logistics so much getting to you, because we come to you. You don't go to us, we come to you. So that it's not going to be nice when you're calling me or you're asking me to come to your place and I get to pull all these people to come just for 1 kg. It doesn't really make sense.
Thank you very much, Mrs. May.
Thank you.
Of course, if you do have other questions, you can drop your questions on the EcoClimate Foundation community on WhatsApp. Would do well to forward it to her, and you can also reach out to her via her LinkedIn. What I'm afraid of is people not flooding your LinkedIn.
No, don't worry, I'm open to it. I think I'm used to it already. With the challenge, the 5 million plastic challenge has made people flood my LinkedIn already. So I'm up for it. I'm used to it already.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
For now,
Thank you
we'll
for
be
having me.
moving on to, thank you. So we'll be moving on to our next speaker in person of Mrs. Sekina. Mrs. Sekina Bello. I'm trying to get person of Mrs. Sekina Bello, the co-founder of Helagram Resources. She'll be taking us on community engagement strategies that you can use towards your own climate action. Ms. Sekina, are you with us?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma. Please, just to confirm, will you be presenting on your own or I should present your slide from here?
So you can present from the slide and I can run through.
Oh, okay. Just a sec, I'll be having it ready now.
Okay, so good morning once again, everyone, and thank you to the organizers of the program. And I want to commend the first speaker because when she was talking in my head, I could remember when I started my advocacy journey as a digital and social media person and how that has translated to a whole lot of conversation and how that always creates opportunities for me. Even when most times when I meet people, they said, "Are you the Sakina Bello?" And I said, "Yes." And we're like, "Oh, so this is the Sakina Bello." So your story go as far more than what you can ever think or what you can ever estimate. So thank you so much, May, for that wonderful presentation. I would like to build in on what she said because we're having some kind of overlapping from the presentation. Sorry, I'm having a kind of echo, so I just want to be sure it's not from my own end. Okay, fine. So we'll be discussing community engagement strategies. And I think it's very important for us, whatever sector we find ourselves, be it health, environment, education, climate change, whichever sector, energy, whichever sector you find yourself, community engagement is also very important. And it forms a critical part of government, for NGOs, for private sectors. You cannot take away community engagement. So I would just start with, let's say, what is community engagement? So you can think about anything. Before you talk about a strategy, you need to understand what is community engagement. And then we now talk about what strategies can we use to engage our community and what are those best things that we can do to actually actualize those strategies, or what are the practical important and what are the practical scenarios that are attached to those strategies. So this is what community engagement seems from the broader definition. It's crucial for organization, individual to build trust, foster collaboration, and drive positive change. So I want you to underline that 3 words: build trust, foster collaboration, and drive positive change. However, community engagement is said to be effective when it seeks to better engage community. So it is effective when you engage community in a better way and to achieve a long and sustainable outcome. So before you can say you've had a very successful community engagement, it means you've been able to engage the community to achieve a long-term result and a sustainable outcome. And also the decision-making context in a sensitive environment. So whatever thing you have to do, it has to be like community taking ownership. For me, I feel like when you say you're working around community engagement, before you can say you have a successful community engagement, it means community have taken the ownership to say, okay, before now we don't know that climate change is a problem. And now we know climate change is a problem, and we're ready to take action by ourselves willingly without you pushing any longer. So at that junction, you've achieved a successful community engagement. So let's move to the next slide. So, but however, one of the very most important thing for us is we need to understand what a community is. I'm going to be dissecting the whole three, and then we're going to be saying how all of them comes together and how it is very important. A community is used to define a group of people. You talk about stakeholders, groups, citizen, people coming together with one interest, with common interest, or having some sort of identity. So if you come to maybe local government, that's a community. You come to maybe tomato seller, that is a community. You come to maybe vegetable sellers, that is a community also. People that come together with common interests or having common goal, that is what a community is. So most times we usually look at community as, oh, this is our environment, that is a community. No, community goes beyond just environmental part. Community goes around sector. So if you're in energy sector, like the guys in the plastic ecosystem, when May was talking, you guys were trying to, so that is a community for you. That is a niche for you. So community goes beyond the physical gathering we see in our society. It goes as far as sector, people that work together in the same sector, let's say the earth sector, people that work together around that. In environment, people that work together in environment, that's a sector part of the community. And also people that have common interest now. So we can say, okay, the political ecosystem, it's also a community because these are people from diverse places. And now you have APC, you have PDP, you have AC, you have CPC, you have Labour, you have everything. So that's a community because you have people that come together with a similar interest or with a similar motive around that. So that's what a community is. Now let's move to engagement. What does engagement really mean? Engagement is not just the model that we see. It's not just beyond what we see. When people talk about engagement, there's a whole lot of conversations come to their head. But then whatever way you think about engagement or whatever scenario that comes to your mindset, it is important that you put a context of a community into that. So if I'm in a healthcare sector, the engagement I'm talking about is going to align to what the healthcare sector is. So it is a model now because it's not just a tool, but it is a model that is actually been put in place or framework that guides some sort of principles, strategies, and approach to whatever you want to do within a community. This framework is not just based on, is based on principle, like I said, the principle of respect, the right of all community members to be informed, consulted, involved, and empowered. So if you talk about engagement, there are 4 critical things that you need to understand. You need to be informed, you need to be consulted, you need to be involved, and you need to be empowered. So let me talk about, I will use the environmental part of it because we are talking about climate change here. So for engagements, it means you are informed about climate change. You know what climate change is, like what we're doing today. We're trying to build some level of information, trying to let people know what climate change is all about. What are those things that we need to know? What are those things that we don't need to know? What are those things that we need to put in place? And then we have consulted. So when you're being consulted, it means for every decision that is being taking place or whatever action that you are taking, there is a level of consultations. Okay, people are being contacted to giving information, to giving some sort of background, to giving their experience, to giving their context, and to share whatever thing they have to be. So from being informed, it gets to being consulted, to share your own idea, and also to be involved. So you being informed is not just enough. you being consulted to give in some basic information, to share your ideas, to share your perspective, it's not just been enough. But then you also have to be involved in the process. So involvement means, oh, you've been informed, you've bring in your ideas, but you have to be involved in the process also. And now after being involved in the process, you have to be empowered, because whatever thing you're doing, it's not just a one-way stop. It is a wheel that is continuous. For engagement, you have to go through the four wheels: being informed, being consulted, being involved, and also being empowered. So community engagements, it has a whole lot of tools and strategies that you have to put in place to achieve success. However, these strategies depend on the community you're working with. Like I said, the language you use with healthcare sector is different from the language you use when you are attending to communities of people that walk around plastic, or the language of the language or you use, or the way the terminologies you use, or the communication strategies that you use for people in climate change is different from the communication strategies you use for people in the energy or the political community. So it is the strategies are different, and the engagement strategies are actually different, and they are peculiar to community that you're working around with. And also, one of the basic part of the engagement is just to ensure that you build trust and community can actually take in ownership from their own end. Then what are the linkage between the community and engagement? So it's community to engagement. Like I said, you're now bringing the two together. The strategies you have, the being informed that you have, being consulted, being informed, and being empowered. So these are things that you need to exercise with your community. So if you are able to put in all of those four critical things in place, then it means you successfully have a community engagement. However, there are basic strategies, like I said, that they are peculiar to whatever communities you're trying to work around, and it actually guides you to see how best you can work around your community of people. Like if you have a community of people that stays in the IDPs, that is a community. And you have people that lives in their household, or people that live in an urban household. So these are different communities. And then by the time you begin to work around that, you understand that people in the IDP, you don't expect them to have a laptop, to have a phone, and whatever strategies you're putting together to engage with them, it has to be specific to their own community, to their own context, to their own niche. And that would take us to the engagement part of it. Why is it even very important? So just a wrap up around community engagement. When they say community engagement, a lot of things will come through your head, and these are just a strategic process with a specific purpose of working with identified group of people, whether they are connected to geographical location or special interests or affiliates, or to identify and address issues affecting their well-being. So this is what the community engagement really works around. So let's go to the next slide. Yep. So the next slide will take us through why community engagement. Why do we have to do the community engagement? Like I said, it helps to increase trust and build trust and credibility within the community. It also helps to leverage on community resources and also support. Because at that level, it means if you're doing a community engagement, you're going to a community and you want to do sensitization. If you've involved the community people, the Meungwa can say, okay, we have a classroom that you can use, so you don't need to hire a hall. Okay, we have a sound system that we can use. You don't need to get that. So community engagement is a very effective part of it, because it helps you build trust within the community and they feel the sense of ownership. It also reduces overspending, so you don't need to spend unnecessarily on things that they have in the community. And also better decisions, because if you involve communities, they try to tell you what is their own part of it, and it helps to improve the whatever outcome or whatever program you want to do for them. Then gather diverse perspectives and expertise. So it brings in a lot of avenue or platform for every people to bring in the best and diverse perspective and expertise on board, and also to improve outcome and community ownership. So the whole lot of conversations around that is improve community ownership and also outcome. So what is a strategy? Like I said, the strategies are things that you need to put in place, and it's not just a one fit for everybody, for all of the community. It is diverse, and it requires the approach to ensure community voice are heard and incredible into decision making. It is the ability for you to understand your audience. Like I said, you need to understand your audience, the people you're working with. You need to understand your community and know how best you can put in these strategies into the context that work with them. So that will take us to the next slide, where we have different strategies. The first strategy is public dialogue and consultations. These strategies focus on engaging the community to spark conversations and exchange ideas. So this is a strategy, the number one strategies. And what are the tactics, or what are the way that we've seen that? We've seen town hall meetings, we've seen public consultations, we've seen open forum, and we've also seen survey. So these are actually the platform that basically for government, they actually use this, because when you talk about some bills, we've had town hall meetings for bills. We've had the open government partnership where people come together to talk about some very critical conversations. I know of the Climate Change Act and Climate Change, the National Determined Contribution Climate Change document that was provided by Nigeria, and now we have the third one that was actually done. So for most of the times when these documents are being drafted, there is always a town hall meeting that people come together to discuss it, to share their opinion. These are what is very important. So it makes a document very robust, and it makes community to take ownership and to know what they are doing. So the second part of it is collaborative partnership and co-creation. These strategies focus on engaging the community to ensure collective decision and innovative shared solutions. So like the first tactic is collaborative decision making. So we've had May was earlier telling us how they've worked, or they have some level of partnership in the communities, whereby if you have your plastic, they have other organizations they've worked with that can. Sorry, we're still on the second slide. You're a bit fast. So she's talk around how they've had a partnership with other consortium that can help pick up the plastic and do that. So that's the first tactic. The second tactic is public-private partnership. The public-private partnership work around where government cannot reach out to people, or when government cannot sustain the level of engagement for the community. So there's going to be a public-private, where the public sector can say, okay, we're giving you land, and then private sector will say, okay, we're going to build the plastic ecosystem, or we want to build a school or we want to build a community garden, and then government will say, okay, we've given you land, and then now you can now begin to plant, and then you can now begin to work around food security or food system transformation for climate change part of it. We talk about the asset mapping also. Asset mapping has to do with what are those assets that are available in the community, and then because if you look at most times for government properties, you can see that some items are there, some facilities are there, and they are not even using them. So in asset mapping, it helps you to understand that, oh, there is a government institution or government facilities that is there and they are not using. Can we now, as civil societies or as individual, can we mobilize people to see how we can judiciously use that facility? Then we talk about the participatory budgetary. So this is basically done in most states where we have, before the budget is being passed, there's always, for states that have the OGP, they talk about open government partnership, where people talk about what they want to be in the budget, how they want the budget to look like, and they tend to inform some of the critical part of the government. So let's go to the next slide. So this is collaborative partnership and co-creation, coming together for collective goals. Then we talk about the research and data collection. So research has a whole lot of things, from focus group discussion. Focus group discussion usually have the maximum of 15 people, the minimum of 7 people coming together to come and talk around the issues they want. And it means it's an open-ended conversations where people come together to share their own part of it. Then we talk about the community-based participatory research, where you can actually go to a community and identify a critical problem and do a research within the community, maybe using a survey or using some level of data collection tools that you want to use. Then we have the social media analysis. If you go to the social media analysis, you can look at trends and see what is happening. And then we usually have this back-end conversation whereby you can analyze the conversations and it can tell you the trend of what is happening within some specific period of time. Then we have the survey and also the questionnaire. So surveys can be there, the post-evaluation surveys, the pre-evaluation surveys, and also questionnaires to gather information. So this is another strategies. And also the fourth strategies, which has to do with the first strategies, which has to do with digital and online engagement, where you can actually mobilize people, like this platform that we're having a virtual session where we're talking to ourselves because we have common interests around climate change. Then we have the online forum and social media. So there's always back-to-back conversations on social media, where it will also have hashtags around conversations just to keep track of communication and to ensure that everybody is on board. And then we have emails and we have newsletter. Newsletter is something that most organizations do now because they have a community of people and they have a niche. And at the end of the month, they try to send you newsletter to tell them this is what we've done from 1st till 30th. And this is just to ensure that you are informed and you are being part of it, and you can see how best you can also support them. Then we also have the social media campaign, which I've talked around that, where people come together to say no to plastic, indiscriminate plastic waste, sorry.
I think you've muted yourself.
Yeah, I did that because I'm having a baby crying over here. So that's around, and the fifth strategies, which is education and outreach program. This is a very important part of it for most of the community engagement, especially people that work around the climate change and also government. The fifth strategy is one of the most important strategies that you can reach out to people. It means it's focused on community and community to educate them and to inform the public and specific target audience. Like the pictures I'm using, we're in the IDP camp and we're trying to talk around issue of environment and also issue around energy, where we train women on briquettes and also to inform them about the health and socio-cultural issues associated with unsustainable cooking fuel and practices in Nigeria. So these are IDP women. As you can see, we're just there with them, and we're not using a hall. We are just using a very a small space that we have within the camp. So the tactics are community outreach and education. We have the volunteer program, the neighborhood and community planning, and we have the public awareness campaign. So for community and for outreach programs, it is one of the most effective because it takes you down to the community and you can inform them, you can engage them, and they are also part of it, and they take ownership because it gives you access to that people because you are with them within the community, and you're not taking them out of their community, and they are also part of the critical part of whatever thing you're doing. That is, they are being informed and they are also being empowered, because before you leave that community, there is some level of substance or information or empowerment that those communities have been able to gather. So it is very important for us as community people, or as people working around climate change. It is very important for us to understand that the whole issue conversation of climate change is something that, like May said, if you cannot feel it, you cannot see it, but you cannot see it, but you can only experience it. And until you experience it, you will not understand what it takes. So around that side, the whole conversation of climate change has changed, even with the level of conversations that have been there over the years. But I want to tell you, some people don't even know what climate change is, and they are still struggling to understand that. And until we begin to bring out the physical scenarios and we begin to tell them how these dots are connected, people will not understand how climate change impacts everybody. Like we're having the conversations around the energy part of it, how energy actually determine the nutrition intake for family, and how access to unsustainable cooking fuel has caused a lot of health and issues around women. So the problem started around firewood now. Everybody wants to use firewood. When you cut down the firewood, you use it for cooking. When you use it for cooking, women inhale the smoke. You have indoor air pollution. The health issues of families begin to, women begin to talk about pneumonia and also some kind of respiratory illness. And on the other part of it, where you have the environment, you've cut down those trees. Now the soils are loose. And then when rain comes, you have flooding, you have gaudy erosions. And when there are heat waves now, the trees that are supposed to squeeze the carbon are not there. So the heat are coming intense, and the oxygen level within the communities are actually reducing. So if you pick one sector of it, like I said, you could begin to see how these dots are interconnected. And now that the firewood are no longer there because we've cut down so much, now families cannot even cook beans because they feel like beans will take more firewood and more energy required and more time to require. So they prefer to cook food that are very, very fast. And now if you look around that, food like carbohydrates are very easy, but then the nutrition uptake for families are also diminishing because of the level of or the choice of fire or the choice of cooking they actually want to do. So the nexus are always connected. If you look around one part of it, you see that they are interconnected in many ways. And until you begin to identify how these effects are interconnected, you people will continue to see climate change as something that is being ambiguous. Then how do you assess your strategies? There are six C's to ensure that these strategies work for you. So whatever strategies you want to put in place, you must identify your community and you must identify what is the problem and how best, then that will inform which strategies that you want to use in your community engagement. The very most important is identify the problem, who are your target audience, and then see that will guide you on picking the best strategies that you want to identify, you want to use to work around your project. Then when you've been able to do that, you also have to identify these C's to see that if you're able to put this together, it means you're going to have a successful community engagement. Then the number, the capacity and capability, the members are capable of the dialogue. So the members that you want to, the people that you want to dialogue with, or people that you want to work with, or people that you want to meet, are they capable of engaging in that dialogue? Because if we're going to, you want to do a community engagement, let's say you want to do sensitization on climate change, or you want to get informations around you want to get informations around issues women face going to fetch waters and going to get firewood, or going to cook for their families. And then you bring in the men. Okay, you come into you say you want to do a town hall meeting and you bring in men, and then the women are there. So in that space now, the women cannot even speak to the reality because you'll be having more of the male voice, and your target audience or your major people are actually the women that were supposed to give you this information. So at that level, the dialogue capacity and capability is actually changing. Then you talk about the commitment. So mutual benefits beyond self-interest. So the commitment of the people you are bringing in, are they there for their mutual interest? Are they there for mutual interest or self-interest? So whatever strategies that you are bringing, you must ensure that these people are coming for one interest, for mutual interest. We want the interest of the community. We want to solve the issues of flooding, not people that are saying, oh, we are coming together so that at least when we finish and the money is there, some people want to leverage on that funding to actually get a contract for their people. It has to be a mutual interest. Then the contributions, members volunteer, and there is an environment that encourage members to have a go or take responsibility and risk. So it means that the contributions are even across everybody, both you that you're initiating it and the community are actually there. So there's always a mutual commitment around that. Then continuity, members shares or rotate roles, and as members move on, there is a transition process that sustain and maintain the community's corporate memories. So the first instant is you going there, giving them all what it takes, engaging them. And when you leave there to go back to your organization, it is their community. And then communities are supposed to continue. So when there is continuity, it means that you've been able to achieve some level of success. Then we have the collaborations. The collaborations means coming together and working together with a shared vision. So I'm here, I work around energy and health, and I have other organizations that are there. So when I finish my own part of it around, I've empowered people, I've empowered women with maybe efficient cook stove, I've trained on how to make briquettes. Then we have the health care part of it that is saying, oh, if you have any health issues, you can bring your plastic, we can exchange that, and then you can begin to treat some health issues. So there is collaborative and reliable interdependency within those sector. Then we have the conscience. So this is the very most important part of it, because it involves guiding principle, ethics of service, trust, respect that are expressed in an action, and community. So whatever thing you want to do, your conscience must always speak first. It's something that is internal, that it's only your expression that can show it. We've seen how May was here, she was passionately talking about that, and some people were like, oh, you're so passionate about that, and I can't beat that passion. That's just our own inner thing, or inner conviction or ethics that is coming out. So these are the very most important thing. And until you begin to see this within the community, you begin to see communities saying that, oh, even when you're not there today, we've been able to do this, we've been able to do that, we've been able to push this, we've cleared our waste, we've done our cleanup activities in our community, we've created a plastic bank in the communities, we're even looking at establishing a community garden where we can plant some vegetables to empower our women, and we've been able to do all of. So it has to be something that is internal, that propel people to begin to take actions within their communities. Then what are the potential challenges and best practices? There are going to be a series of challenges, and there are going to be also best practices that you can work around that. So you talk about limited resources are going to be major challenges. So there are not much resources, but leveraging on the community and community relation can actually help you to achieve more. Then you talk about diverse community needs. So you have community that is having, oh, we want to do this, we have that, but you must make sure that you're able to stick to your plan. And even when you're having some kind of consideration, it doesn't affect your overall aim and objectives. And maybe you go to the community, you want to do a cleanup, or maybe you want to solve issues of flooding, and you begin to see a man that is beating his wife, and it's sexually harassment, or you want to feel that. And the moment you shift your focus to that part, it will distort the overall activities that you want to do in the community. So you have to be strategic, and you must be conscious that you don't jump into the community diverse need. Just take it one at a time, and just do the one that you think they are critical for you. Then you have the engagement fatigue. There is always fatigue in engaging communities, because there are people that don't understand so much. You have to tell them, you have to keep trailing them, and it's always exhausting, and there's a whole lot of fatigue at the overall end. So you have to be prepared and make sure that you're ready and you're fit to continue to engage, because that is one thing about the community. They always ask for more. Then you have managing stakeholder interest and buy-in. This is a very most important part of it. My God, if you go to a community and you want to do sensitization today, I can tell you, if the man is contesting for a politics, he can come there just because he say, oh, because this man is a figure there and they appreciate him, let's give him a goodwill message. The man will come there and we begin to talk about APC, PDP, AC, labor, and all of those things. So you must be able to manage stakeholders' buying and interest to ensure that they speak to the reality and they stick to the plan of whatever you're doing, and you can always achieve success. Then what are the best practices? You have to be transparent. Transparency is a whole lot. Tell them what you want to do, and you must be transparent with them at all levels. Then inclusive, bring in more people, bring in everybody, let everybody see that they are taking part of it, not just you doing everything, jack of all trades, but bringing people. And also responsive. You have to be responsive because the community will always ask, why are we doing this? Why do we have to do this? Why is this doing this? You have to be responsive at all levels. Even on your strategies, even on social media, you are there campaigning about climate change, putting this on social media, and somebody asks, Madam, please, what is this climate change about? And then you ignore those conversations. Or maybe through your email, somebody have sent you email, or maybe through your survey, there are feedback things that you need to take up. So you must ensure that you are responsive at all levels, and inclusive and transparent. Whatever data set you've seen, you must bring it out and say, this is the number of people that have shared our survey for, this is the number of focus group discussions that we've had, this is the number of town hall meetings we have, these are the number of outcomes, these are key highlights from those discussions. And people will begin to see that you're taking them along, and the community will begin to see how best they can also support you. So in conclusion, for a community engagement to be effective, it requires thoughtfulness, multifaceted approach. The 6 C's can be seen as either target or as a filter to measure the functioning of the community or the engagement strategies in general. By building relationship, empowering community, and collaborating, individual or organization can drive positive change. So with this, I've come to the end, and I hope it was quite an interesting moment for you. So someone wants to ask a question, you can ask the questions, and then we can take the final. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Sakina. That was very, very insightful. Please, let's keep clapping for her, sending your clapping emojis. You know, she's someone that has really, just to be here, she has sacrificed enough. I could recall her, of course, she was having a crying baby by the side, and she had to give her attention there. Quickly, if you don't have a question, you can drop it on the chat. We would like to take a screenshot of people on the call. If you are comfortable with having your face, please, you can on your camera. People like them, Usman, that have been on their camera since, would like to see your faces now.
Shitu, we lost your audio, please. We can't hear you. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
No, it's audible now. Check your device, please.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Thank you very much. And goodbye to Satoin, Noel. Thank you for sharing your faces.
We cannot see your own face. If that's possible, show us your own face now.
My face is out here now. Okay. Yeah, somehow not everybody's face is showing up here. Some are on the other tabs. You can also take a screenshot from your own end. You can post on your media, of course, if you'd like to. Thank you. Now, great. So, are there questions on the chat? The 6 C's. Someone sent them to me, our community engagement person. It's like she knew you were going to ask the question, and she quickly typed them out to me and sent on WhatsApp. So the 6 C's are on the chat now. Also, if you're on the community group, both the slides for both speakers would be there. So there's a question for you, Mrs. Sekinat. My question, I'm a student of geography and environmental ABU's area. I'm on a project to bring more knowledge and afforestation to immediate environments outside the school. Most of the afforestation projects are done only inside the school. How will you advise I go through the process of getting partners and sponsors?
Okay, thank you so much, and I wish you all the very best. I think it's very important for you to identify the community first. So it's okay, sorry. So it's very important for you to identify the community. And every community have its own, but look at the community that are closer to you, or you think that you can always have access to them. Then if you've identified the community, approach the community people. You can go there and do your background check with them to see that they really need this initiative. If you've done your background, you can just walk around there in one of the days, go to the communities, assess it. Then you can even meet the traditional leaders or the basic people and ask them, oh, what are the issues that you found here? Do you think if we do this, do you think it will be effective? And once you've been able to get some level of conviction in the community, you understand, you can now begin to walk around your concept note. You can put up a concept note together, or you can do you can use it as a community project. And then the likes of maybe the Ministry of Environment, or maybe some private sectors in the communities. Like if you have a company in the community, or you have some philanthropies in the communities, or you have some business people in the community, you can approach them. It's okay. You can approach them and tell them that this is what you want to do for the community, if they can partner with you. For a student, I would suggest that you give in more. You should try to avoid the monetary demand. You can tell them that, oh, you can donate some seedlings. You can join us at the planting site. You can provide some protective guard for the plants and all of those things. And see that, let them understand that you're there to just let them know that you are there for them you want everybody to come in together. You understand? And before you go to the community, also see how you can walk around the community to ensure that, okay, these are people, the community will help you identify. One thing with them is community people will help you to identify who are the major people you can reach out to. And they can also tell you that, okay, we have this place that we think we can plant, and these are the locations we can plant. And because you're engaging them in all of the process, even when you're not there, you're a student, you don't expect to be there at all time. They can always monitor it. And then the community leader can actually take ownership from you when you leave, because you're bringing something to them. And then the private sector or the business around there can use that as a corporate social responsibility. Because we are looking at even the national determined contribution for Nigeria, that is 3.0, is actually looking at how business can actually earn some level of carbon credit or some level of support for climate change. So if you approach them like, say, oh, your community, if your company is donating 100 seedlings today, we're also recording it as part of your own impact for carbon, for protecting the climate change. And you can record that as part of your organization win, rather than saying, oh, your communication and the normal corporate social responsibilities, they go to community, they do medical outreach, which is very important. But especially when the whole world is moving around the climate change conversations, and the whole conversation is moving around carbon credit. So if you've been able to do that, it means you have some level of flexibility that your company can get some sort of loan, or some set of tax waivers, or some sort of green funds for your business, because you're also supporting afforestation program in the community. So if you're able to put up all of this together, I'm quite sure that you can get some level of support from there. And you can even approach your schools to give him some donations, or maybe these local gardeners that have seedlings. You can even approach them, and some of them are willing to donate. And maybe some organization or civil society that are there, they can gladly support you. So if you want to scale this up, you can reach out to me after the call, and let's see how we can drive that process. Thank you.
Edie wants to give a response.
Yeah, thank you, David, for the question. We EcoClimate actually did a project in that vein. So I don't know the area you are speaking from. Are you speaking from Zaria or Kaduna or which state?
Oh, I'm presently in Zaria. I stay in one of the
Okay.
staff quarters.
Okay, you are speaking from Zaria. Now, if you
Yeah.
are speaking from Zaria, EcoClimate
Hello?
Okay. Most of the communities around Zara here, they are well informed about the need of to plant trees, especially the economic trees. There are several of them that they can plant in the name of agroforestry along with their plant. Such trees, if their crop don't do well, they can rely on those for their economy. Like the presenter said, Kaduna State has a lot of seedling nurseries, especially the Zaria local government. I understand that some of the legislators they have different type of funding, especially if the Zaria local government itself. If you're able to get in touch with the chairman and the person in charge of the forestry, EcoClimate is also willing to give any other assistance that you might need, especially you can learn from our experience. But the problem with Zara area is the water. Most of these villagers, they are quite aware that several of these NGOs or individuals, they come and plant this thing during the rains or on the onset of the rains, only to leave them to with the cattle to help that usually eat these trees up before they mature. And again, apart from that, they need water. So if you are starting such a project, I would advise you start along the stream banks that the water will have, the trees will have some natural water to sustain it for some time before they pick up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Miss is it what's his name? Sekina. Thank you very much for your contribution. Okay, I've done most of my
Also,
research. Okay.
Mrs. May, are you still with us?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
Please, I
still here.
think
I'm here.
a community will be reaching out to you, plugin ABU. They actually do go around the campus. They clean up the areas. They pick up the plastic waste and all the other types of waste. They sort them and
Okay.
get them to the recycling companies. I believe
No
they
problem.
have a representative here.
Of
Should
course.
be reaching out.
No problem. I'll be waiting for it.
Someone said it is a community that is plugging. That was very nice. In fact, even today they had an exercise where they were going around and they they do exercise to keep fit and also clean the community at the same time. Two in one.
Oh, well done. Like, I would love to see them or talk to them. That's really an amazing thing.
Okay, great. So for those that are joining the Kahoot for the first time, if you don't know how to do it, what you have to do is go to kahoot.it. Let me copy out this link. All these people here are returning winners from our previous sessions. So you go to kahoot.it and check it out. Then you enter in the game pin. Okay, you can even just click on this link, just pasted now. It'll take you directly. So apologies, we're having a little bit of network issue. I'll be with you in just a minute. We've resolved the issue already.
Please just be patient. We have network issues. It will resolve shortly. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, we can get you.
We have network issue. It's sorted out.
Okay, great. Sorry, everybody. I really apologize for that. And I'm back now. So, okay, a lot of us have already been able to join. Let me share the window again. Yes. So please, you can keep joining. And either tap on there's a link I sent to the chats. Maybe let me send it again. There's a link on the chat. You can just tap on it, or if you are experienced with it already, you can just use the game pin and go to kahoots.it, then you enter in the game pin. So there's light, Angle Byte. Yeah, Angle Byte, this one is a returning champion. He has yeah, he has done crazy things before. Amaka Silva, that's the lady from, is it Abuja? Yeah. GT, I know this name. E, welcome, Mickey. Mama, Abi, yeah. Bams, yeah, this one has joined us before. Baines, GT again, and Serki. If you're having any difficulty joining the game, please signify on the chat. This is the last thing, then our closing remarks. I once again apologize for the network. Is it on Instagram? No, there's a link just now that I sent to the chat here. You can just click on the link and to bring you to ask you to put in a nickname, and you'll be on the screen. Is any other person having issues? Noel Abraham, you're having issues. So there's a link I just dropped. Just click on it. Amaka was next. Don't worry, once you start, you'll be able to go with it. Just while waiting for others to be able to join. A lot of people, it seems this is their first time. Noel Abraham, you're having issues? So there's a link I sent. You can just click on it and you should be able to join. Let me send the link again. If you are not able to use the link itself, you can go to, it's just loading and nothing. Yes, yes, if you've joined, but is your name, what did you use as your username? It's just going to load and tell you that you should wait till the game gets started. I really don't want us to waste other people's time. So that's kahoot.it. You can then enter the game pin that you are seeing. Come on, you had 50-something people on the call, just 11 joining the game. I want to be fair at least. Climate action is for everybody. It's not for few people. Mr. David, it's your first time. Okay. Welcome to Kahoot. Or do we just start? If you are trying to join and you're not able to, please maybe use an emoji so that we don't start without you. Mine has no room for pin. Pin third from the last Kahoot session held. Oh, Mr. Steven. So you are also a returning champion. Mine has no room for pin. Blessing, Kahoot.it, not Kahoot.com. They are two different things. Kahoot.it, not Kahoot.com. Gizmo, I haven't seen Gizmo on here. Or let me send it into the WhatsApp. It seems it's not copyable from here. I'm sending it into WhatsApp. I believe there's a lot of people that want to join, and it wouldn't be fair for us to start without them. Yes, so the link is on the group now. You can just click on the link and you should be able to see. Okay, 22 people. Wow. Wow. That's good. That's great. That's great. Greatness is even here with us. Okay, that's good then. Gizmo, Dr. Abiodun from Abuja. Welcome. Yes. Good. So you guys are able to join from the link on the group then, I guess. Where are you? Okay, I can see you. The 224. We have Kira. Kira, that's the representative I know from plugin. I think there should be around 5 of them from plugin. Yeah, I think we can start then. Are we ready? So just for the sake of the first timers, Kahoot is a game of speed and accuracy. You will see a question and you are to click on the correct answer as fast as possible. So if you all clicked on the correct answer, the person that clicked on the correct answer, the quickest gets the most points. And if you get it wrong completely, you don't have any point for that round. For this, we'll have a total of 19 questions. So we can start. Anybody have a network issue will be able to join afterwards. 28, shoot for 30 people. No, let's just go. We have kept you guys long enough. Good. You should see your screen now. So this is from Mrs. Sekina's session. As a primary focus of strategy 1, the public dialogue and consultation in community engagement. Spark community conversation ideas, formal voting mechanism to place traditional leaders or to establish legal contracts. Create formal. I really hope this was not a mistake from my end. Let's see. This is not a mistake from my end. So the following is not one of the 6 C's of successful communication, community engagement. Collaboration, capability, centralization, commitments. Good. Centralization is not part of it. Because you need to work as a team, of course. So centralized, it does not make sense. Light. Wow. This person is lightning fast. Then we have Nei and Kira. Simon, well. Strategy focus on making collective decisions and creating innovative shared solutions. Collaborative partnership and co-creation. Here, so remember, even though you click on the correct answer, you need to click on it very fast. $27 answers, 28 answers, 89 answers. Okay, so 20 people got it. Wow. You guys are really paying attention. And go by it, Madaki. Mr. Madaki Gideon. Well done. Kira is stopping. So plugin Nigeria, plugin ABU are already recycling people. So this is their home, this is their domain. In community engagement, a community of practice refers to a community of people with similar interests. Let's see the leaderboard. Kira is still talking. Remember, you need to be fast. What distinguishes effect solution from mere content advocacy? She said it. You don't need a large audience base. This is from Mrs. May. You don't need a large audience base. You don't need expensive equipment. What do you need? Yeah. You need action that drives impacts. You need to be impacting people's life. What is listed as a potential community engagement challenge? Engagement fatigue and management stakeholder interest, excessive community participation, too many resources available, communities being too organized. Which of these is actually challenging community engagement? 23 people. Wow. That's nice. Let's see the leaderboard. Nikki, Echo Warrior. Wow. Here is holding the position for plugin Nigeria. What does the contribution principle emphasizes? So from the 6 C's, the contribution emphasizes on what? 26 people got this right. Well, and one people got. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe their touches. Gizmo is on the radar. Meike. Oh, that's our speaker actually. In digital climate advocacy, what does the presentation suggest about platform size? You don't need a big platform. A phone can tell powerful stories. You need a large platform to have influence. Platform size is the only factor that matters. Only celebrities can create effective advocacy content. Wow. So 27 people got this correct. That was very nice. Angle White is up.
I'm looking at the leaderboard.
Effective engagement requires community members. Effective engagement. Okay. So on our leaderboard, at least 2 females are there, 3 males at the top 5. $28 people, but why are people clicking on the correct answer? You don't want to feel small.
I can see one person
Okay, yeah. 2
that
females, 3
exhibits
males.
active listening.
A female is topping the female is first position. What does continuity mean in the 6 C's? So you need to think a bit with this one. Okay. It's like people are just clicking on the red, Abby. B. So this B, I believe, is a female. So now we have 3 females and 1 male leading. Fundamental requirements for effective climate storytelling. Showing real people and focusing on real, local, relatable experiences. Professional production quality, international platform access, and government approval. Some people are noticing the trend already. I mean, things say wise. No, it's best nice when you pause the record. That's true. That's nice to do the pause one. Okay. That's there. No. Okay, yes. So this is not true or false. This is where we'll be dividing people into 2. Wow. Oh, okay, good. 28 people got this correct. So I have 30 participants. How am I not going to fail? So your story does not lead to action. It should be considered successful advocacy. If your story does not lead to action, it will be considered successful advocacy. Okay. You guys are really, I'm even putting in some twisters there that will make you click on the wrong one. Though. People are really paying attention. Angle Byte is not leading. Community engagement is most effective when decision making is centralized. Because we are dealing with community. Should it be centralized or not? Oh, okay, good. So 19 people got this correct. Congrats to them. Let's see the leaderboard. You know, milkshake. Angle Bites. Digital climate advocacy requires expensive equipment and large social media following. True or false? In 3 seconds, 20 people don't click answer. 25 people got discarded and 5 people got mistakenly clicked the wrong one. The leaderboard is not shaking. What's happening? Concise principle refers to embodying ethics and service, trust and respect. This is from the 6 C's. You can see that's why you pay attention to key things with it. Somebody asked for the 6 C's again on the group, and I was like, this person is going to get the expo. Last question. Storytelling is primarily valuable as entertainment rather than a tool for advocacy. 2 seconds, 20 people have clicked answer. How fast are you people? Oh, okay. So some people got this right. Now let's see the leaderboard. Dun, 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 dun. I don't have drum roll with me. Third person B. Make our speaker is the second person. Who is the first? Who is the first? Who's the first? Angle bites. Wow.
Oh
So Kira
my.
later dropped, I think.
Congrats, guys. Congrats.
This is great. This is great. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. Congrats.
Wait.
Everybody's a winner here. Honestly,
I had speaker.
It's just
Speaker is
speed
number
and,
2.
maybe you were mistakenly, you wanted to be fast and you were clicking on something else. Everybody's a winner. The fact that you're here already means you do care about climate action itself. As we do always, for all the winners, please screenshot your position, the top 3. Screenshot your position, send into the group. I'll be opening the group for a brief moment, please, because there are some people that used to spam the group. That's why we don't keep it open. So we'll be opening the group for a brief moment. Then you can send in the screenshots of your position and your account number, and you'll be credited. The last item for today is going to be our closing remark. So of course, we'll be having our closing remarks. So just before then, just a reminder, of course, we'll be having another webinar towards the end of this month. So also stay at the lookout. The same excitement, the same quality speakers. You learn a lot, you get to win, of course. So over to Mr. Twin Babalola for our closing remarks. So,
all right, I will post the link again. I'll post the link again.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We are so grateful. First, I must appreciate our speakers and the person of what's her name again? The first speaker was Miss May E. Kalu for that wonderful exposition, and also to Mrs. Sakinat Bello. Thank you all for coming and making these wonderful presentations to us today. I must also appreciate the ED of Professor John Adakole and all the wonderful team members of the EcoClimate Foundation. We are grateful, and thank you for our participants, all from diverse places. I think some from Lagos. I saw somebody from Ibadan, somebody from Castina. You're all well acknowledged. This has been our 3rd webinar for this year. We hope to have the next one just as it has been announced within the month. So we are so grateful for your time. I must leave you with this word, just like the ED said, the motto of the EcoClimate Foundation, me and you, climate action. So the ball is in your court for you to begin to act now within your community, not only on social media, but act physically within your community. I pray the Lord will help us to continue to put these actions into reality. So thank you very much. Up to you, Mr. Shitu.
Okay, that will be all from us. Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you again for taking your time to be with us today. We see you again in our next webinar.
WhatsApp link sent is not connecting.
Okay. How did you join? How did you register? Let me stop recording.
I